Good. Like to see you. Charzayel.
What's her name? Kalima. Hey, Kalima. I'm Romani. Nice to meet you.
She look like London, doesn't she?
Yeah, 2 yes or 3?
2.
Did you come in? You want to sit down?
You want to come in and join them or no?
Cool.
I mean, if it's okay with them,
Yeah, just close the door for me.
because we about to get started, bro. We started at 12. There's a chair over there. And the princess can sit next to you too if she wants. We about to do a radio show, sis. You ever been on the radio before? I mean, there's a chair right behind you too, bro. See that little
Where you going? No, I need to sit over here. He's over here. Yeah, there you go.
She can sit right behind you. Yeah, on that. I was just thinking that too.
Okay, let's see.
Wait, so he's on the show too? Big Freak on the show?
Yes.
Oh, no. I think he just for. I'm sorry.
No.
No, I thought he was. I think he was like.
What's wrong?
Wait, are you on the show?
I'm not. No, it's just gonna be me and Gwala.
I asked y'all what you want me to
She can
do.
sit there. She can sit over right here.
Who's that? That's your friend or brother or something?
Yeah, it's my brother.
Oh, okay.
University.
Oh, okay. Brother from a different mother?
Brother from a different mother. Yeah.
Okay, give me a second, Earl. Sorry about that.
Oh, you good. I'm trying to go live right now.
Okay, bro, you can use this thing right here in the middle of the table. That's a thing.
Should I put?
You can go to my page. I tag y'all in it, and if you want, you can just copy.
Just wait. So I can just share it. I can just share it. Man. I don't gotta go live.
Yeah.
Or should I still go live?
You want to play yourself?
You can share mine.
Let me know when you're ready.
Only thing I want to do is make sure that they can see us.
You said talking to the mic, right? Closer to the mic?
Yes, please, so that there's no Hey y'all, he gonna take a picture of us. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
You ready?
I'm gonna play my intro and then I'm gonna do a quick just to say y'all name, Charzayel and myself down. Charzayel, Gwala, just introduce y'all, and then I'll let you guys introduce yourself. And I'm gonna say like who you at, where you from, you know.
What is that channel over there?
I'm sorry. I was. Okay.
Just share it and then mute it or whatever, because then they can see. Or if you want to record your own, then you can put it right there in that thing.
Can I share it real fast? I got a couple seconds.
Yeah, share.
Oh, that's a delay.
Why you wanted to wear me as a black person and not a biracial person? The world sees my family as black. The world sees all interracial people as black. In order for you to survive with credibility and expertise, you need to understand that the world sees you as black, so you must get used to that definition, because it's supposed to be carried with you wherever you go. People see other people, the first thing they see is color.
Hurry up.
5, 4, 3,
welcome to One Drop Elopes with me and Moses. I'm your host, Benita Osset. One Drop Elopes is my constructive response to demystify and replace white supremacy with a just system. One Drop Elopes is a weekly broadcast on intellectual radio that streams live every Sunday at 12 noon Central. For unaware listeners, One Drop Elopes is not just an entertaining radio show. It's a model that on every show educates and equips our people to utilize their gifts in a constructive manner. Therefore, One Drop Elopes will showcase and be a collective archive of Black folk who are actively doing their part to pursue justice via a wide array of presentations, discussions, and presentations. The chief sponsor for One Drop Elopes is Benita's Homemade Things. Email Benita at benitaosset@gmail.com to place an order or for more information. So today in the studio we have Charzayel and Gwala. They are brothers, but they're also some awesome rap artists. And they are here in the studio with us. That's okay, bro. And we are, getting our Facebook Lives together. We also on YouTube for those of you all who are watching. And thank you for listening or downloading this broadcast wherever you at. So I'm going to give our brothers an opportunity to introduce themselves and just basically, like who are you, where you at, where you from, what you do type of thing.
Well, my name's Charzayel, and from the west side of Chicago. Pretty much we've been doing our music for a while, since pretty much like high school growing up. We started really with my mom, like she really was, like got us into the music.
Talk closer to
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, scoot your chair up and get real.
Yeah,
Make love to that mic, okay? We want to be able to hear you nice, no feedback, none of that, okay?
Right.
So,
I think we live now.
okay, that's dope.
So we pretty much started. You gotta fit to. So we started it. I'm Charzayel,
I'm Gwala.
and we started on the west side of Chicago, born and raised. We pretty much got started. Our mom got us started early doing music. Singing. She was a big singer. Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston, all of that stuff. And I don't know. I really got our first hit of music like from my dad. He used to listen to Biggie, Pac.
A lot of pop all day. And I basically started from, I was looking up to my brother, so he had put us in a studio up inside our room. We was living like towards nigga.
Hold on, y'all had a studio in your house?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but the way the studio was built though, we had a mattress, like an old mattress that we had, and then we just cut into pieces, and then we just hung it up on the wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's your soundproof studio?
Basically. It was a nice studio. I kind of like that studio than what we got now.
Yeah, it was dope.
And then what else did you have besides the mattresses? I guess you had some microphones.
Yeah, we had like one of them microphones from like Radio Shack. Like
yeah,
we
it was
had like
a cheap microphone, probably like $15.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we had one of them real cheap microphones, but I mean, we made it work. We did what we did. That was our first start, so we just.
How old were you at the time that you had the mattresses on the walls?
I probably had to be like 8. This is like when Soulja Boy first came out.
Wow, 8 years old making music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
4
like
songs,
12.
like 4 minute, 5 minute songs.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Do you guys still have any of the product of that?
I do got some old music on MySpace. I gotta find a page, but they had teamed up with like a music site called I Mean, and then it like erased or something like that. But I could still find a link from Google.
Yeah. Same.
That is so interesting. All right, so we in good company, you all. Thank you so much for sharing your story with the people. I would like for you all to share a story or two about what, you already talked a little bit about what got you started in the artistry. And naturally, your flow, your sound, the vibration of your voice is different from other people, right? But so that's the most obvious difference between you and other artists. But what is it that really sets you apart from anybody else?
I would say honestly, the honesty in the music, because I feel like artists. As an artist, you don't want you as an artist. It's like you giving yourself to the music, to your fans, to the people that you whenever you do music, you should be pouring your soul out in it. So it's like I feel like artists do that, but then at the same time, it's like it's confused and like shattered by like a lot of different material things that don't matter, or stuff that they just trying to hide behind. You know what I mean?
Right, because like the other day I just shared a post with P. Diddy, and then he's basically talking about the post like there's so many people doing music, but so many people sound the same. He was like, he don't want the music to get diluted. He want everybody to like be themselves and also stand out. And so I had shared it because I fell for it, because I feel like a lot of artists that's coming out now, they do all sound the same. And, you know, it's a lot of people going viral, and you know they making a big cut right there. But a lot of it, you know, is just the same to me. And what me and my brother have, we have a originality. We have our own sound, our own flow, and I just feel like we're real different from everybody else in the way that we tell our stories.
Okay, well, you know, that actually, you talking about the honesty of it brings forth another conversation that I wanted to share with the people. One of the most controversial conversations, the way I met you all, is when we were having a conversation about what hip hop is and how it affects people, and how cursing in the music can be perceived as, you know, a problem for some people. Because language, you know, let's keep it real, language is a very powerful thing. I guess it depends on how you receive the messages, how you send the messages versus how you receive the messages, right? So I wanted to kind of have some conversation about that, especially since you're on One Drop Elopes on Intellectual Radio. And one of the things on One Drop Elopes that we do is to have a constructive response. Like, how can we help our people be free? And how can we utilize hip-hop music in order to help people free when you got some people on earth who are like, they cursing, you know? So I'd rather hear from you all than from me, okay? So I'm sorry to make such a long question, but you hear where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right, well, basically, inside our music, you just gotta tell stories that everybody else feel for, and I feel like a lot of what people go through our culture in the black community is like our single moms. You also have single dads too, but mostly single moms. How stuff could disrupt the family, about things happening, you know, money-wise. You know, a lot of people depend on money, and that's what that's a lot of things that we're not open to have opportunity to as jobs. It's a lot of things I can name right now.
And all that stuff make you want to cuss sometimes. Sometimes you just want to say, you know what I mean? Sometimes everything ain't all, you know, angelic. Sometimes you feeling a little.
You know, and especially about, like, you know, like how far we came. And I feel like music is very spiritual, and it can heal your souls in a lot of ways. Like, and we grew up watching Roots a lot. That's what my mom really used to watch, is Roots. You know, Toby getting his foot, you know, chopped off and stuff. It was just crazy, but we always watched that, and she, you know, she let us know basically where we come from and how hard it's gonna be, and how we have to work 3 times harder than the regular other race. So
I love the tributes to your mother. Have you all created a song for her?
Yeah, we got some songs. We
when we was younger, we used to make Happy Mother's Day songs a lot. So we probably got like 2 of those, and we recently just did a track, but it's unreleased right now.
How does she feel about, or what is her responses to you all cursing in the music?
My mom curses. I mean,
she curses a lot. So compared to her cursing, we can do as much cussing as we need.
She understands. She can relate, right?
Yeah, but she
Right.
understands.
Well, see, me personally, you know, I also use my fair share of curse words. Absolutely. If my daughter was here, she probably would tell some serious stories. And I personally feel like that's just part of what art is. You know, we don't say negative things about people who write it down. You know, we got plenty of novels, plenty of authors who curse all day, every day. So, you know, you basically preaching to the choir when you're talking to me about it. I heard this. Go ahead.
I feel like cuss words, like certain cuss words, at certain moments, it can make things, you know, funny a lot to me.
Yeah, true,
So,
true.
yeah, like an F on or something, or a D on or something. That, you know, it's funny to me.
I feel like it is about. I feel like express yourself how you want to express yourself, but then at the same time, make sure who you talking to can understand it. I feel like.
Right, because you probably have a specific audience in mind, don't you?
We do. Well, when I create music, I've been thinking about that lately, because you know, just digging into the marketing and things like that. When I make music, I just make music for myself, but now it's like I'm starting to think about like the actual audience, and as far as like intentionally marketing to them, because which we can get into later, but just like in Chicago, we don't. It's all about drill music in a way.
Yeah.
So it's like, what about the good kids? Like, what about the kids that didn't do none of that? They wasn't doing drills. Like,
Right, because like the hottest artists right now is like Chief Keef, Lil Durk. Who else? It's a lot of Chicago artists that's hot right now, but they all about drill rap. But I feel like we haven't had nobody lately since really, I want to say Kanye West and, you know, the Common era and Chance the Rapper too. We forgot about him. But they like the only rappers who like good in a way, I want to say, and positive, and try to bring everybody together for good reasons.
yeah, and that's what we about, you know. Like, and we just honestly, that's our whole intention right now. We're just finding that group of people that we can. But you know what? Just doing these last couple shows we've been doing, and then just the events, people that have been like really coming out to support. I think those the people. Those like the people. Those
Yeah.
like the. That's the group of
Your
people.
audience.
Those the audience. Like, but my thing, I'm always trying to get down to the science of everything. Like, what is it about? What is it that they
What do you want
attracts them?
Yeah, like, and what do you want your audience to receive or get? You know, like, do you want them to, like, for instance, I really want my audience to support my freedom struggle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you all might want your audience to do something specific. Like, I want to escape this prison called white supremacy, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know, maybe you can think about that a little bit as we pause for station identification and announcements, and we're going to listen to your song. I'll play my favorite song, the same song I'm going to play for the people, the clean version as well as the dirty version, because I want them to get an understanding. And I want you all to listen. When those of you all who are listening, downloading, or currently listening to this broadcast, I want you to listen to the clean version, and then later when we play the dirty version, then what y'all call the dirty version,
Yeah.
but I just call it the regular version. Then you can kind of get an
The Philly
idea of
version.
what it's really supposed to sound like.
Mm-hmm.
You are now listening to One Drop of Lopes on Intellectual Radio with Moses Benita Alset.
And then play 3. Number 3. Oh, that whole time it was the wrong way. You just play them in order. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Thank you.
Talent attracts me.
Mm-hmm.
You're different. That's what attracts me. Somebody. Thanks, Alex. Different. Your talent. I be thinking like I be like, what else? She said the talent, our talent.
So you guys have a talent.
Yeah, that's
You
what
are very
attracts me.
talented. But yeah, what else I was going to talk about is
Right?
yeah. So y'all flow really well together. Probably all the years of been working together. You know, it's like when he's talking, you're talking. I mean, it's like a natural kind of respect.
You see that? It's a dirty one.
You can play it over. So, well, I guess we play one. We can also play the other songs too. I got the lit song.
Oh, you got it. I did see that.
Yeah.
I did. So.
We can just play that instead too. Just imagine the word fuck not being in that whole thing.
You know what?
I'm telling you, like, look, I organized everything. I got it like, I got 1, 2, 3. I labeled it 1, 2, 3. So all you have to do is play it. But then I also created this. You know, I spent like all night. I was on Elope audition, mixing this thing for my son. Like, cause my son is not here, so we play his voice, and on his voice, I put a music bed up underneath his voice, and I just mixed that last night. You guys mix your own, you edit this stuff yourself.
Yeah.
So you do everything. So then you would get paid for all of it. You would pay for the writing, for the you know what I'm saying? Right. You the producer, you the writer, you the everything.
Aside from, we don't make the beats. That's the only thing we don't do. We don't make the beats. So we
I want to learn how to start making these stuff.
You should go to get some sound. In your school right now, maybe you can go take some sound classes or something. Or you can just have somebody teach you. Or YouTube college.
Yeah. That's why I use YouTube everything.
Yeah, you can learn anything you want to on YouTube. Seriously. That's why I learned how to master. I go to professionals too.
Oh yeah.
No, that was an alarm. I set a lot of alarms to remind myself of stuff, and
You're like, oh, you're supposed to be on radio right now.
you know.
Is there anything specific that y'all want to talk about? Or when the song's up? Welcome back to One Drop Elopes with Benita Arcette and Moses. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll try and get that working by next week. You are here with us on One Drop Elopes on intellectualradio.com. Today we're talking with Charzayel, and I am not saying your name right now. I want to say Gwala, but you say Gwala.
Gwala. Yeah, it don't matter to me.
He said, what? You don't mind if somebody mispronounce or utters your
because
name in the wrong way?
I'm open a lot, so I'm like, you know what? That don't sound too bad. Gwala.
Well, I lay it down, right?
Okay, so he's just been renamed today on One Drop Elopes on intellectualradio.com.
No, be Gwala.
All right, so we right now talking to these dope artists, and they definitely have their own language as well as their own unique sound. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for inviting
Is there
me.
anything that you would like to share with the people?
I mean, we do want to say that that song right there that was just playing hard is you could go see the official video, the full video on YouTube. Just search Charzayel and Gwala hard. You got to spell Charzayel like Charzayel. Most people probably might not know how to spell that.
Charzayel.
Yeah, so we're still promoting that right now. And then we also just put out a recent project. You'll see it once you see that. If you subscribe to us, so just make sure you subscribe to our page and press the bell button so you'll get notified anytime we post anything. And we have a recent video that we just put out called Upper.
Yeah. Both of them are on YouTube, on the YouTube page. More music gonna be dropping soon. The EP gonna be dropping within
A few months. We don't want to say a date, but a few
right. True.
Make promises you can't keep. That would not be a good idea. So we have what I really did enjoy the video too. Thank you all so much for sending that to me. I probably definitely push the like button. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I said that I was gonna be a subscriber, but I don't know. I have to go back and look at that.
It was shot by Big Homie Films too, just to throw him out there.
Oh, okay.
Quick plug.
Maybe one day he'll come on the show. He's doing some dope stuff. I love the I don't want to give it away because people might want to run out and see it, but that scene in the snow, I just thought that was so awesome.
Which way will part?
In the video in Hard, it's like y'all got the you
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you rapping in the snow like you in the house someplace. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about that video, we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we was shooting by 6 o'clock in the morning, like exactly at 6 o'clock, and it was
I guess
so
that's the
cold
reason
that
why
day.
you was able to walk in the street
Yeah. It wasn't much traffic.
that early in the morning. That's dope.
Yeah,
I think I caught the flu.
man, they got bad.
I want to go back to the language for a little bit because I was watching this YouTube video and the guy, he gave 3 points as a reason why people may curse. He said 1, they just don't know what to say, or 2, they're trying to express their emotion, or 3, sometimes they just trying to get some attention. What reasons do you guys think, or would you feel like you fit into any of those categories?
So you said intentions, lack of language, and emotions. For me, it's emotion. I want people to know I mean this, and the most people, I don't know. I just this is what I was feeling. Emotions, man.
I couldn't cuss when I was little, so now I'm older. So spraying it up, cussing every time I get a chance. No, but I don't know, man. My mind always cussing. It's just natural for me. I don't think too deep about things like that. I just cuss.
Oh, okay.
So,
You're right. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, it sounds better.
And one of the persons that I
put emphasis in your
refer
words
to a
when you
lot of
cuss.
times on this radio show is Neely Fuller. And he said that what he does is he changes the word for a different meaning. So, like, for instance, the word nigger, he said, if a lot of times people get real upset when they hear a white person call them that. And he said in order for him to, better, he's like, it doesn't mind me. It don't bother me. And the reason it doesn't bother him is because he purposefully has changed the meaning of it. So when he hears it, he doesn't use their meaning of the word. He uses his own meaning of the word, right? So, like, for instance, he says, during the existence of white supremacy racism and according to compensatory counter-racist logic, the compensatory functional definition of nigger or a nigger is any non-white person who is directly or indirectly subject to the system of white supremacy in any one or more areas of activity, which would be economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Now, so I've heard him on podcasts, and he says that he kind of put it this way. He's like, the person will say something like, hey, you nigger, come here. And then he'll just say, yes, sir, I am the victim of white religious supremacy. You see what I'm saying? So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Right. Or for instance, like
clever too.
Right, and then or if you use the word bitch, like there's a book out that's called Why Do Men Love Bitches? And she has switched the word all around to basically mean a woman who stands for self, who gets her needs met, who works hard, who's very conscious and aware of stuff. You see what I'm saying? And it's a woman who's, more kind of sophisticated also in a way. So I guess it just depends on how your definition of the meaning. This morning, my father, he used to be a pastor, right? So I called him and I said, Dad, does God use curse words? He said, well, I never, what do y'all think?
Do God use curse words?
Probably when he talked to certain people to get his point across, since that's the only way he probably feel for it, but no, I don't think so.
That's interesting because that's exactly what my dad said.
What, to certain people?
Yes. He said there's a part in Genesis 12, 1 through 4, where God spoke to, he said, those who are blessed, and those who bless Abraham, I will bless them. And those who are cursed, I will curse them.
Right.
So exactly what you said.
Yeah, he probably just used certain cuss words.
Well, when you say curse and then a curse, that's two different things.
It is. You're right. Exactly. But the thing is, I think sometimes when you curse at a person, you might use some language.
Yeah. Because you could be like, man, come on, man, go get that over there, man. We got to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, man, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Or you can also say, I predict that this is going to happen. Or I say you will be cursed. Or this negative thing is going to happen to you.
Right. That's like voodoo and some stuff like that. Well,
or
not to just turn around any kind of
spiritualism.
spiritualism, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Yeah, for cursing, I don't know. I think it depends on who God talking to. He might use it. He talk to you in your language. You know what I mean? I feel like.
Do you feel like God talks to you?
I do. And I'm always praying to understand the language a little bit better, how he's trying to communicate with me. Because sometimes I feel like it's through sound. Like, I feel like I get my confirmations through sound. Like if I need an answer or something, I hear a sound or something like that. And that'll give me like confirmation. Like if I don't hear it, then that means, okay, no, you got to keep going. At least that's what I think. You know what I mean?
I feel like God talking to me every day, anytime I'm just thinking about anything. Like I think to myself a lot, and I think that's probably like God's way of talking to me. Like when I make certain decisions, like me, I smoke weed sometimes, so anytime I smoke up a blunt, then I just get to thinking, I be like, you know what, God? Just think of something stupid. Like, I need to get my life together, stuff like this. I need to go make a song. Then most of the times I want to make a song when I am high. And I feel like that's his way of telling me, hey, get inside the studio, go do what you do. Go push your message out. Go tell the world how you feeling. So, that's his way of talking to me in dreams and like nightmares as well. But like nightmares, I had just a nightmare recently because my cousin, she had gave me some stuff called sage. And so when my friend had came over, I didn't know what the sage meant. She said you use this sage to get all the negative energy out of the room. So to me, I'm thinking like, all right, just negative energy. I'm not thinking about like demons or anything like that. So I had my friend come over, and then he reacted to it crazy. He like, bro, you got sage inside your room? I'm like, yeah, supposed to get the weed smell out the room or whatever. He was like, bro, this is for like demons and like the spiritual world, and this how they open up the portal for demons to come inside your room. You have nightmares and all this other stuff. And then so my cousin, she was inboxing me all the time, and she was asking me, she like, hey, have you used the sage yet? Have you used the sage yet? But I wasn't thinking of it as in that type of way, and I was wondering why she was acting so weird about it. But then when I did my research about it, and then when he told me that, I had like a nightmare that following day. Then it's like I seen the devil, but I just screamed up. But we because my mom, she's like she's a Jehovah's Witness, and she's real big on like God. So she said anytime you have a nightmare, just scream out Jehovah. So I screamed Jehovah like 3 times out loud. Then I just woke up sweating.
Yeah, we was raised Jehovah. We I guess we was raised Jehovah's Witness. So it's like a lot of that stuff that a lot of like this, like you say, scream Jehovah, write Jehovah on the wall and stuff like that. It's crazy how you start using stuff when you get older and when you get in situations that your mama tell you, because I did the same
I feel
thing.
like that's how I grew stronger with God, just out of nightmares.
Because you can't do nothing in those nightmares. Like you just be like
sometimes can't move.
held down.
I had a friend who said he became powerful in his dream. Like he would say, "This is a dream. I have the control here."
Yeah.
And then he would purposely, like conduct things the way he wanted to within his dreams.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah, they say those called, that's a certain type of dream, like when you can control your dream. I had a couple like that before one time, and I know one time I tried, it was a scary black looking dude inside the room, crazy hell. We was up inside this hotel at the top floor, and then we was all inside this room, it was me and like 2 other people, and the black dude, he just punched the dude into the wall, and then he just flew back. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna knock his ass out. So I tried to punch him. You feel me? But I couldn't punch him. He just like dodged it. And so I just get to running. So he chased me down the hall. Then I just jump out the window. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fly. He ain't gonna never fly. So I just jump out the window, try to fly. I look around. He right there inside my face. And then I just.
That was very daring for you to purposely fly in your dream. I'd be scared I'd
I
hit the
just
ground or something.
because I know it's a dream. I'm like, this can't be happening to me.
You know how they say, if you're in your dream, you're not supposed to hit the ground. If you hit the ground, you die in real life, but you was just like, I don't care, I'm dreaming.
I'm like a chicken inside a bird nest.
All right, we're gonna do another quick pause for station announcements and identification, and we're gonna maybe listen to the clean version this time, or we can also play the clean of the other song.
Yeah, Woke Up Lit.
Woke Up Lit.
Yeah.
I think that's
Hi!
Oh, he's made.
Thanks for listening to One Drop You Looks
Ooh,
on
I thought-
intellectualradio.com, hosted by me and my mom.
You like the song?
I love this. I love this song. That went crazy.
You can flow with it real easy.
One Drop You Looks cheese
My
sponsor
son, he's
is
so hot.
Angelina's Homemade Things, where you can get scrunch cakes,
Yeah,
fish,
thank you for making it work.
and scarves. Join us every Sunday
Oh, this is
on
just
One
something
Drop You
he
Looks
do his thing.
on
Normally he'll be sitting next to me asking y'all 50,000 questions. He ask a lot of
Yeah,
questions.
see, my mom said
I
that's
saw
called.
it.
She said it's called a lucid dream.
Yeah, you sent me the podcast when your son I was like, that's cool. That's dope. And then Universal had done it, so I was like, oh, okay, then that worked. Cause you can bring at least I thought.
What you say?
At least I thought, cause Universal, cause he was about to drop off, but then grandma. So I was like, no, I'll bring it.
Yeah.
I thought y'all would probably know each other, cause Universal, he's always on the south side.
Oh, okay.
Crazy name, right?
Yeah, I think you absolutely need to fucking that song.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like when you take it out, and then when y'all take it out, you didn't replace it with a different word. You just do like a little pause of
Right. I don't know. We could make another version. I guess I was just like, make another one.
I love this song.
Yeah.
I do too.
I love this song. You don't know how what this song does.
Yeah.
Not only does it have this dope beat, but then what you're talking about, though, you like, man, I've been working, especially since you've been working since 8 years old. Now it really has even more meaning for me, You've been like, hold on, wait, I'm 21. And most people be like, so, you ain't supposed to be there at 21, right?
Right.
but you're like, no, if you've been doing it since 8 years old, 21 is old,
Yeah, it
You're
is.
like, I've I've been
But to
working.
keep going at it, you know,
Yeah.
and not getting discouraged. So
Yeah.
all the positive.
So I heard listen to y'all bitch song when you was talking about trying to give it a girl. Like, no, don't do bitch. I still want your business.
Right.
Get your shit together.
Right.
But the way you say it though, you was just like, I was like, no, I can't play that. But I understand it. I get it though. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
You're like, I try to get you baby, you stupid ass. I'm like, no, I'm not playing that with my constructive response.
So why you acting stupid?
So I was like, and I really like your part on it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, you
Oh,
can't
well.
play this.
I remember when I was inside the room recording, he's like, man, that's a nice song. I'm like, you can hop on if you want to, man. You know, go ahead and do your thing, brother.
For real. That's usually how it goes. We be in the studio. Like, well, yeah, that's dope.
But I feel like we get songs done the best, and we get the most songs done. Like when we in the studio, like at a different time. Cause I guess we both be inside our mode when we both alone. So he just usually come up with something. Then I come inside the studio after it, and then I finish my part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys do that. Welcome. Oh, hey, this is Benita Arce. Welcome back to One Drop Elopes on intellectualradio.com. That was Hard by Charzayel and Gwala. New name now is Gwala.
Wale, you know.
And that's their hard song. That's the clean version, y'all. We wanted to play it in the rewind, but actually I think it was all a divine order. You heard it the way it was supposed to be heard. You know, from my perspective, is it just makes more sense to have it that way. But, you know, we understand words are powerful, and clearly the brothers have an emotion that they were trying to express. I mean, you heard him say that he has been working on this since 8 years old, and here now he's 21.
21.
And so he's got to express it in a certain way that he's still in the basement.
Nah, you feel me? So that's how it is.
All right. Tell the people, let's hear some stories about you all as a group and how well you all work together. Because I'm very admired by that.
Well, we work in a group, not a strange way, really. Like he was saying, like a lot of times when we're recording songs, like I record like the chorus and my verse, or just the chorus, or I have a reference track and I'd be like, look, this what I do it like this and do it like this. And
Yeah,
then,
and so since I've been doing music for so long, like when you first start off, you know, you got so much to do, so much to talk about. You really don't know what to do. You just really just making a song. And I just used to always just make remixes of songs. Like I said, when Soulja Boy first came out, I just literally made a remix of everything he ever put out because I was a big fan like that. Like I had me a song called Crank That Human Torch, just redoing all his songs. But as I get older, I kind of feel like it's harder to make songs, but then again, now it's getting easy to me because I'm finding myself as an artist and like what I really want to do in the crowd that I want to attract to us. So like now, as I'm older, I just feel like I gotta smoke weed, to be honest with you, for just like open my mind, open my horizon, and talk about things and for to let things flow. So
yeah,
I gotta smoke some weed.
it makes you vulnerable. Just if we get on this topic, like it makes you vulnerable, and I think as an artist you have to be, if you really want to, just to get in that creative space. You know what I mean? But you don't need it all. I find like once I get done doing what I'm doing, like an hour, hours later, and then that's when I create most of my music. It's usually not even when I'm in the act. Sometimes, most of the time.
You know, Bob Marley, he was saying, weed it's an herb. It's a herb. It's a plant. You know, why is the government trying to take the plant away from the people?
Black
You know,
Panther.
so I think it all depends on how you respond to that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, and as I'm getting older now, like I feel like it's important to be more lyrical. Like at first, all my songs I wasn't doing, they was just really just turn up music. You know, I'm in high school, just doing all the stuff that young teenagers do. But I feel like I'm being more mature in the music I make and kind of following my brother's footsteps in a way.
So your music is growing with you?
Yes, and I'm definitely starting to talk about more real topics than what I used to talk about.
That was one of the things that I also wanted to discuss was how music has changed over the years. Or do you really think it's changed? Because I definitely remember, you know, when I was a child growing up, people were cursing. But what is your experience or opinion about
I
that?
think it's the format. Like with me, he said he's trying to get more lyrical. I'm getting more into style and like delivering and like flow. Like that's what I'm really focusing on right now. And it's like we just kind of like merging together. Like in order for me to get what he had, I have to study a different component of our art. And he's studying a different component, which is my strong suit, and his strong suit is my strong is what I'm working on in a way. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, and I noticed that that's a big topic in music right now. You have your mumble rappers, then you got your Kendrick Lamar. So I feel like now today's
What'd you say
music,
before Kendrick? What'd you call
like your
him?
Kendrick Lamar,
And what'd you say about the other people besides Kendrick? The mumble rappers?
the mumble rappers.
Oh, they just be mumbling?
Yeah, and I don't want to say that they mumbling, but I just feel like that's the
what
topic
it
I'm
sounds
gonna
like.
get on. It's like,
Give me some example of mumbling rap.
what can I say is like mumble rap?
Wayne
Like,
started
I
it.
want to say no. Wayne didn't really start. Wayne had bars though.
He's like, I'm gonna rise out.
Oh.
Keep running your mouth.
See, fam.
Nah,
but like Joe Budden, like he say mumble rappers is rappers that don't have like bars, like not saying nothing too big. Like, and I want to say mumble rappers. I say Lip Pump. He like one of the mumble rappers because he don't really got bars like that. It's just stuff that rhyme. He not really saying anything. He's just talking about drugs, like drugs. Like that's kind of like.
So
some
when
mumble
you
rap.
say mumble, you don't only mean you're also talking about not talking about anything.
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
like-
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, like not talking about anything really.
Like
Yeah.
a rap song without substance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that definitely goes along with my constructive response. If you're gonna be out there making something, at least have it be about some sustenance. You know, something that's gonna at least explain something, tell a story, build something, create something, free some people. Go ahead, my brother. You were on a mission though with that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
that's
interrupted.
I'm saying that's why they just call it mumble rap. You got your Joe Buttons, then you got your Lil Uzi verse, then you got your Lip Pumps and stuff like that. Because I feel like music now, it's a lot of singing with music. And I also want to say, I think like Drake kind of changed the game too, because he was the first one really doing like delay and harmonizing inside his music. And Drake, he became like one of the biggest artists that it is right now. So I feel like a lot of people, you gotta have some type of flow to your music now. Like when you do it, you gotta have some type of singing to it. For like people to catch on. I feel like rap hasn't changed. People still talk about what they used to talk about, and that's, you know, guns, drugs, bees, hoes. They still talk about that, but it's just in a different flow. You gotta have a certain flow nowadays. Because back then, I feel like all music sounded the same. I feel like back then it all sounded the same to me because it's the regular hip hop. You know, just regular.
Yeah,
You just do like
yeah.
that. But music nowadays, you could do any type of thing. You got dances. And it's just different to me.
What about folks like KRS-One, or you know when we had all that education, or that like Black Pride in the rap? Do you feel like you still hear that today?
That's still going on because even on the south side of Chicago, you got you got Bella Bars, people like around that and that range of people, that whole collective, that whole group. Like, I feel like they talk about a lot of black power, you know, and uplifting, you know, just the black man, period. But it's like, so you still got that rap, then you got Kendrick Lamar, you got even Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to
to
say, well, that type of music now is basically like the music Jay-Z making, all the music that he had on the 444. Now he talking about credit and how what to do with your money, and he basically talking about how black people can all empower ourselves and we all help each other, like in building our communities and like stopping violence and stuff like that. So I feel like Jay-Z, he talks about that topic a lot when it comes to black people.
Does that kind of music empower you?
Yeah, it empower me.
Me too.
In a way, because it's like, dang, man, at the end of the day, that's what we really got to do.
Yeah.
You know?
What's your most empowering song? Tell me about that.
Empowering? What you mean? Like as far as like getting you up to do what?
I'm a social worker too, okay, by trade. And in social work, we learned that to empower a person is to teach them to do something in a way that they can turn around and teach others. So it's kind of like the concept of I can bring home the fish, or I can take you to the water and teach you how to fish. And so one you'll eat for today, the other you'll eat for a lifetime. So what's your most empowering song?
like a song that we made or another artist?
Yeah, we talking about you today. Y'all the stars of the show.
I want to say my most empowering song is a song that I just did, and it's called "Don't Judge Me." I think that's one that my brother references to, and talking about my mother. And it's just me. It's really just me, just rapping about how much I want to help my mom out, how much I want to help my family out in general, and how I want to do it off doing about what I love and not working a 9-to-5 job, and just being free, and still having time to be with my family at the same time.
What's the name of that song, bro?
It's called "Don't Judge Me."
Don't judge me.
I did put my verse, but then I have to.
Yeah, we just still got to edit it up.
Yeah, my most empowering song, the most empowering song that we did, I say, recently though, I would say "Hard," because I was going through so much, and I just put it all in the song.
Like
to
the
me.
beginning of his verse, don't you know he was screaming at like the top of his lungs, like. Me and my girlfriend, we were staying with him at the time in the basement. And and so we just heard some loud scream, and I'm like, what is that noise? It's just 3 o'clock in the morning. Charzayel, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I go inside the room, then I hear the full verse, and it sounded good. I'm like, man, I feel for it, though. So.
Yeah, that was the song. That was the most empowering song because it allowed me. I never went there with my music before, like screaming and I always been honest, but I never really that's what I'm saying, vulnerable, and then I always been vulnerable, but I haven't expressed that with my style, with my voice. Like I never really showed it sonically.
I think it's risky. I think you do have to kind of put yourself out there to scream like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's dope though.
And then when I was making the chorus, I was also thinking of him when I was making it, because I was like, yeah, I know Charzayel, you've been through some stuff, and he want the dream just as much as I want the dream. So I'm like, pretty sure you're gonna flow well on this. And the next thing you know, I wake up to him screaming.
Yeah.
Flow well.
So the stage can bring forth the negative, but it can also maybe bring forth the positive too at the same time. Well, we only got about 10 more minutes. We got another song of you all that we can play for the people. You want us to do that, or some other things you want?
Definitely.
Okay.
We can go into it.
All right, Sir Earl. Look, my voice is not working today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a number 6. I believe it's called "Woke Up Lit."
Woke up lit. It's the rock version.
I don't know if it's. Oh yeah, rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it's dirty though. I think it's a flavor.
I don't think I sent you the original.
We got the rock version.
It's not as mixed as this.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the original.
Where can we get y'all music at besides on YouTube? Like, do you have all your stuff on YouTube? Do you have anything on
Because
SoundCloud?
honestly, we really just starting off like a whole new project, and we're just really trying to get the paperwork and everything together, because we're trying to be legit this time and actually get paid off all our music and see results. So it's not many sites we can get our music from right now, or at least our recent music. But when we do post, we post on YouTube or SoundCloud.
Like your God Can Judge Me song, can I hear that on YouTube?
No, you can't. See, it's unreleased right now. That's what I mean, because we still gotta copy. It's a lot of stuff that we gotta do. We gotta copyright it as well.
Yeah, because the music all the music from Savage Saint, which is gonna be like the next mixtape,
your LP, or EP.
EP.
Okay.
We're gonna when we put that out, it's gonna be available on all streaming sites, so iTunes, SoundCloud, everything possible. But right now we're pretty much just building the buzz and then really setting the structure up so that we can come back to it.
That's when Juan said she loved this song.
Where did you post it? Did you post it in the Gwala? Oh man.
I shared it.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I shared it. You shared it.
Okay. Yeah, when you share it, lots of people see it.
But we can always come back and we can always send you an exclusive of the song too. So if you want it, we can send it to you.
No, thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously. We really appreciate you having us. Like this dialogue helps too, because it just gives us we were just talking about this in the car, really. Like, what is a Charzayel and Gwala fan, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's all about pinpointing, giving them something to live and, you know, and die for, you know what I
If you
mean?
want one specific fan, then you don't have to worry so much about what you say. But if you want a global fan, if you want to... Hey, welcome back. This is One Drop Elope with Benita Osted and Moses on intellectualradio.com. We got Charzayel and Gwala. Gwala's so dope and awesome. He's got this open mind. You know, some people, when you mispronounce their name, they got a little attitude behind it. But
positive raps.
yeah,
Positive raps.
you're just so awesome. Thank you all.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
you
you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
We
you.
got only maybe got about 4 or 5 more minutes left. So if there's any last parting words that you want to share with the people, maybe drop where we can find you again.
Well, the music, everything, once the EP drops, Savage Saint, we're going to pretty much post it on every streaming website that you can find. Right now, everything is just available on YouTube, and you can see a lot of our promotions through Instagram.
Yeah, so if you really want to keep up to date with us and stuff that we got going on, follow our Instagram. That's Charzayel and Gwala. That's CharzayelAndGwala. So it's Charzayel and Gwala for our Instagram. Once you go on our Instagram, you can just look inside the bio and you can follow our own personal pages that we have from there. So we usually post daily or every 2 days from Instagram to keep everybody updated on what we have with our music. And when you look inside our bios, you'll see the rest of our social links, like my Snapchat. See what I'm doing daily on now. I'm always on Snapchat. And, Facebook as well. I'm Gwala Mucho Dinero on Facebook.
Yeah, y'all can find me mostly on Instagram. You can see my story.
And Twitter too.
Yeah, Twitter too.
Yeah, that's our Gwala.
You all have a dope story. Started making music at 8 years old in your own house. Put the mattresses up on the wall so that you can create your own studio. You speak honestly, and that's what differentiates you from other artists. And sometimes that honesty will bring forth a different language. But we have demonstrated for the people the importance of listening to it from keeping an open mind when it comes to listening to not only your music, but other rap, hip-hop artists' music. You know, a lot of times our brothers, they get kind of yelled at or fussed with because their pants are hanging down or all the other, you know, say trendy things within the culture. But I think it's real important for us as a people, especially if we're going to try and one day be free, is to embrace each other in our own different expressions. And so thank you so much for coming and sharing your expression
Thank you
with
for having us.
Thank you.
Appreciate
One
it.
Drop Elope's audience today. All right, we're going to go to our outro. We got to hear 3 of your songs and had a great discussion. Thanks so
Yes.
much, y'all,
Yes.
for coming. Thanks, Earl,
Thanks for helping us.
Thank
doing
you
your
for
thing.
having us, Bernita.
Thanks to everybody on Facebook or YouTube who's listening or downloading the broadcast,
Thank
and for
y'all.
those listening to the audios.
Thank you.
We'll see
Yeah.
them all too.
Shout out Universal too for stopping through.
Thanks for that.
You just finished listening to One Drop Elope.
So what I'll do is I'll send you guys a copy of
Who made this outro? The outro. I like the outro.
Who's this girl? She's talking about the beat.
I like the DN, like how.
The words is my father, actually.
Yeah.
Concerns?
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
it's my father. He had called into the radio show, and we took his words off of that, and to make the intro. And for the outro, we just used the same beat. And then I had him. I was like, "Look, Ken, talking to this." He's like, "Well, I'm kind of sick right now. My voice was no, that's perfect. Come on."
It was great.
Yeah, that's official.
Yeah, it does. And you add a little music to make it sound like.
I like the shirt that you got on too.
Yeah, I got this at Culture Connection.
Yeah.
Every single episode, I always wear something black. I don't support nobody else. That's why I got this right here. I made this, but you know, I don't want anybody to know that this is a this is their,
true.
you know what I'm saying?
True.
They not paying me,
Right.
and they not
You're right
paying
about
home.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So I always make sure that I wear something made by a black person or that supports black people.
That's so real. We trying to do that for the video.
Yeah, we was. I want to get one of those for the video that we got coming out there.
Am I inspiring y'all? Y'all gonna make something black for the
Yes,
black
you
folks?
is.
Yeah.
And you remind me because when we went to go see Black Panther on the first day it came out, we seen a lot of African people.
Yeah, Earl likes this song, y'all. He played this one again.
Yeah.
Like that hard piece though, I'm like,
All right, thank y'all for watching, man. We appreciate y'all for watching our live. I know y'all probably like, wow, I got this band
I gotta see
this morning.
what's up.
And those photos I was talking about, I had to hold it like this. Yeah.